Good morning, good evening, and hello, whichever the case is. And here we are with Shoals Area History. David Havens, host of your morning show on Q107. And look where we are today as we get ready to salute iconic places all across the Shoals area each week. We are at the Florence Lauderdale Coliseum. Yes, we are. And we're going to go inside and talk to Mike and see what's up with the Coliseum. A little bit of history. Very interesting history with this place. Come here and pound on the door. I think he's here. He may be expecting us. Let's see. That's the secret knock. Hello, Mike Adams.
Hey, David, come on in.
All right.
Welcome to Coliseum.
Yeah. Well, it's been a while since I've been here.
Yep.
So this is, of course, the Florence Lauderdale Coliseum. Now, what year was this place built?
Well, ground was broke in 1951,
Uh-huh.
and then the building was completed in 1953.
1953.
1953, yes.
Very good. Okay. Well, let's take a bit of this and talk some about it. I've got to watch my steps.
Yeah.
Holding this camera, trying not to be shaky and not fall down the steps. 1953. Now, has this place been renovated since, or
Several times.
on the inside as well?
Several times. And we'll discuss this a little bit in more detail, but we used to could sit somewhere close to 5,000 people.
Okay.
Here inside the
Back in the day, 5,000.
5,000, yeah.
Right.
Now it's around 3,000, standing room only here.
Standing room.
Basically, what that was, we had bleachers on both sides,
Uh-huh.
north and south side of the building. We had bleachers on both sides where the stage were as
Right.
well. So that, and then being able to put chairs on the on the floor as well. So
Right.
that gave us a 5,000 seating capacity at that time.
Wow.
Once we took that out, then it went down to 3,000.
So, with being open so many decades, I mean, I guess everybody's lost count at the shows now. I remember seeing the last concert I think I was here. I was right about there somewhere. I sat for an Alicia Elliott show.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to wildlife dinners here at the Coliseum.
Yep.
Pancake Day, which we sat right about there. We're at top of the key, and
And
man,
Pancake Day would have been this week.
really, yeah.
But due to COVID restrictions right now, we are still going to look at possibly moving it a little bit later in the year, but this
Right.
is always around the same time we have pancake breakfast is this actual week.
I miss the smell of those pancakes
know, yeah.
permeating in this building. Okay, I see you've got some sort of artist rendition over here.
Yeah.
It looks like that might be the Coliseum itself. So
It
explain a
is.
little
This
bit.
was a drawing that was, we found this. This was a drawing of how the Coliseum looked when it was first built.
Let's see that.
And as you can see, it still had that breezeway that you see now outside.
Right.
But they had windows
Right.
on both sides, and the Coliseum was, of course, brick color.
Right.
So, and they actually had a kind of a roundabout with the flags in the middle. So it was I'd love to see it go back to this look.
Yeah.
And when you look outside the Coliseum, you can actually see the indentions where the windows were
Yeah.
outside. So
That's one difference I know.
yeah,
What about the building to the left over there?
that had to be of course, where we're at now is where the Florence Extension Office is at this location.
Right.
So I want to say this has to do with something with the Extension Office, 4-H,
Yeah.
some kind of agriculture that they actually had at that time. Because and that'd be a good question to ask those folks there to see if that's something that was there
Yeah.
during that time.
That's the artist rendition
Yeah, the original.
just before it was built. Awesome.
Yep.
Now you're talking about a legendary place. This stage, we're going to approach the stage a little bit. I understand a lot of artists have played on this stage. I know Jimmy Buffett, Leonard Skinner, and some others that you might remember as well, right there on that very stage.
And I'll tell you something funny about Jimmy Buffett. I heard this from someone that actually was at the concert, and they said that he was opening up. I don't know exactly who it was he was opening up for, but he was really just an unknown musician.
Right.
And they booed him off the stage. And they wanted whoever he was opening up for to come out, and of course you see who he is now. So.
Right. Boy, if he could come back here and play again.
Oh, I know.
And of course, there's basketball court on the floor. You've had countless basketball tournaments.
Oh yeah, UNA's played here. Lots of high school tournaments inside
Right.
the Coliseum. we have rec league basketball here from the months of December till right at the end of February.
Right.
And we've actually had the Globetrotters play at one time here
Right.
as well. So
I wonder, one of the major concerts, I think he was one of the bigger stars by then. George Jones?
George Jones was here,
Right.
along with Tammy,
Right.
his wife. And we actually have some pictures of that concert.
You got those handy?
Yeah. So
He actually showed up?
he showed up, yeah. I'll show you how it looked then. That was inside the Coliseum.
Wow, okay.
How folks looked at that time. They had curtains on the backside and everything. And then this was the actual concert of George and Tammy, and those are his daughters with them
Yeah.
singing that night.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe this was in 1975 is what I was
I
told.
see. Well, yeah, he was rolling by then.
Yeah. Another cool story about the Coliseum is there were two guys from, I believe they were from Texas,
Right.
and they were down in the basement of the Coliseum preparing to play a concert here, and they wrote a song down in the basement,
Right.
and that band is called ZZ Top,
Ah,
and the song was called Tush. So anytime you ever hear that song, you just know that it was written right below us in a
Wow.
basement.
and they actually, I guess they actually performed it here.
They did,
It
yeah.
was
They
probably
sure
the,
did.
the first time that Tush from ZZ Top was performed was right here in
Yeah.
the Florence Coliseum. Oh, yeah. One other thing, we didn't get to go, but midget wrestling.
Midget wrestling, tough man contest,
Yeah.
countless tough man contests,
Right.
here in this center ring.
Yeah.
You had boxing, Golden Glove boxing,
Golden Glove boxing.
Saturday morning, Saturday night wrestling that they had here
Right.
as well. But this stage here, if this wall or these floor could speak and talk,
I'll bet.
imagine all the sounds and the vibrations
Yeah.
of all the different musicians that's played on this stage.
Yeah, I know it's kind of dark for the viewers, but I think you get the idea.
Yeah, yeah.
And of course, from the stage's perspective, it's like this.
Right.
No, well, one other strange memory I have. I remember I used to be the night DJ on Kicks 96, and we would peer out the window and see all these people parking in the parking lot alone at night. We thought we had stalkers. It turns out, it was for a good year. It turns out it was a Wi-Fi hotspot.
Ah,
So people were parking.
well, that makes sense as well.
Yeah. So, okay, and as far as the wrestling, I think the baby faces over there and the heels dressed over there.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna turn some lights on to where you see the stage a little bit better.
Let's do this. And hopefully we'll get an encouraging word from Mike that maybe we'll get some shows in here at some point this year. All right. Gotta love the American and Alabama flag right there.
Oh, yeah.
So, can we get any encouraging word on, when we get this COVID stuff over with, when we can get stuff booked in here again? Because, it's a no-brainer. This is our Coliseum,
Oh, yeah,
right here in the
it's-
midst of Florence. We need to get this thing going, man.
We've got, we always have lead outs and proms
Yeah.
here at the Coliseum. That's always a given in the spring. But one thing that I really want to do is bring back concerts to the Coliseum that we had it back in the past.
Right.
I'd love to be able to see these bleachers filled to capacity again. With whatever concert we come up with, whether it be country, rock and roll, bluegrass, gospel, whatever. Speaking of gospel, we do have a gospel concert the day after Thanksgiving,
Good deal.
and that's been going on for the past 30 years.
Right.
And so that's always happens during that time. So yes, we really want to see more events in here, more Coliseum concerts in here as well.
Right.
And so maybe when this stuff gets out of here, we'll have that going really, really soon.
Okay, one more question. Should anyone, group, organization, anyone want to book this place, who do they talk to? What number can they call?
Yeah,
And-
they can call me, Mike Adams, at 256-760-6389 or 256-718-5088.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
This has been great. One of our iconic local Shoals area landmarks, the Florence Lauderdale Coliseum.